Okay, so you're gonna start the original PS4 controller. So you can see we have the speaker grill here. We get PS button, analog sticks. We got the diagonal buttons here, right? So everything feels good. And it has a glossy finish to it. So this is the original PS4 controller. As you can see at the back here, we did have the sticker. I bet the sticker fell off after a while, like about 3 years, because the controller I've used it. You have the Sony sign, as you can see at the bottom of the light bar here. Okay, we have the Android USB port over here. Yeah, R1 and R2 buttons, right? We also have this light bar or the touch bar at the top of the speaker grill here. You have the share and the option button. Now with the original PS4 controller, although this one and the generic controller may look alike, right? They have a different feel to it. So to do a little feel test or sound test, you move the buttons. So in the original PS4 controller, we could see, right? You hear that noise, right? And it feels more sturdy and firm. Okay, right? Good. Now across on the generic controller, it's not actually fake, right? Because it is Sony started to make these brands of controllers back when the PS2 was launched. They discontinued because after a while people noticed, well, they want originality, that sort of stuff, so they stopped making them. So across on the generic PS4 controller, the button sounds a little more cheap, or the buttons don't sound smooth as on the original PS4 controller. So the button test, okay. Do you hear any buttons on this one? I hear the buttons on this one. Right, so it may be sound the same, but as you can see, right, the feel to it, this feel has a more plastic feeling, and it doesn't have a glossy feeling, neither a glossy glow to it, right? Yes, you've seen a glow, but it has a grip feeling to it, just like underneath the handles of the controller, which you could see prior to the back of it, right? But there's a sort of, there's a sort of feeling to it, right? So moving across to the generic controller here, right? The features, we have the same diagonal arrows, the share button, the options, speaker grill, 2 analog sticks, the power button, X, and the other buttons with the different patterns. Right, if we turn to the light bar side, which is front of the controller, we have the R2 button, the L1 button, the L2, sorry, the L1 button, the R1 button, the L2 button. And we have the sign Sony here, right, with the light bar and with the micro USB port. Underneath here, you can pay special attention. You can see it marks Sony model. It's a model wireless controller, right? Made in China. You see this EAC? This is never found on your original controller. Okay? So it marks Sony. Right? So I'm going to show you the difference where you can spot a generic controller. It works the same way, does the same function, right? And a normal controller. So as you can see in the first one, original controller, Sony. Sorry for that little mark there. I did that was design the controller, but as you can see, it is a little bit faded. And in this one, you can see that it is also not faded, it is present. Right. So you can see from the controller here, right? So we got all the screws and stuff. Screws on it, same thing. That was screw on it there. Okay. Right. So they are similar, right? One generic, one. So you can see the light bar over here, the touchpad. Well, I haven't taken off the plastic. Okay, I want to leave it new. right? But if you go ahead and you take off this plastic here, right? So let's take off this plastic here. All right, taking off with the thumb finger. Okay, so that's off. As you can see, the touchpad. The original PS4 controller has a glossy touch to the touchpad. This one has a more solid and grip, sort of grip touch state. So how does the controller, power on? Now, in the generic controller, the light show on the light bar is different. The light indicator, light bar, light show is different than on the PS4 controller. So with the original PS4 controller, this is the light pulse or light show. Okay, so I'll take off the flash so you have to see. So you can see it keeps on pulsing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right now it's not connected to anything right now, but this is the light show, right? Only one color straight. Now for the generic controller, which is connected to my current PS4 console, here you'll see that the light show is different. Look at it. Right? So although the console has turned on, it keeps on blinking. Then it changes color and then the console comes on. Now the reason for that is the LED in this doesn't have any pulse LED, right? And there's generic controller. Unlike in the original PS4 controller, it just blinks until it picks up the signal. As it picks up the signal, it is already connected to the console. So you can tell the difference between the pulses. The pulse in this one different, the pulse in this one, as how it would connect. Okay, so I will power up this controller, right? And connect this controller and show you all how the pulse indicator, the light indicator, pulse is different. So now I'm going to show you all with my console turned off. I'm going to, and the original PS4 controller connected, I'm going to show how the light pulse is different when connecting to when powering the console to on the generic controller that we had from before. So watch the light show. So it only pulses 2 times, and then as the console is turned on, it's connected. Unlike we saw in the generic controller, where it pulses 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times. Then, if I'm correct, I think it's about 10 times. And although the console turns on is when the console connects to your TV monitor or screen, right? When the video comes on, then the generic controller is connected to the console. Okay, so that's what I can tell you all for the difference between the original PS4 controller and the generic PS4 controller. Basically, it does the same functions as the original PS4 controller, right? There's nothing different. Do check my next video to see gameplay, right? If there's any lag within the controllers and stuff, but everything that you see in the generic controller, right, is good. It plays well, it connects well, have no problems, no sticking off buttons. So during this Christmas, you can pick up one of these at Point Fortin's store, Scorpio Tech, right? So Scorpio Tech, big up to you all for the generic controllers. It's a cheaper way of buying PS4 controllers, because PS4 controllers right now are very expensive. They are like 900,000. So you can pick up one of these generic controllers, which basically does the same function of the original PS4 controller at Scorpio Tech. That number 49 Point Fortin Main Road, Point Fortin. You can see the contact number at the bottom. And mobile repairs, music, video games, and consumer electrics. So you can also check them out on Facebook, Instagram, Messenger, and other social stuff, all social sites. So Scorpio Tech, thanks Scorpio Tech for allowing me to buy this generic controller. It really saved my life because on my PS4 controller here, the square button had already stopped functioning, and remapping buttons mostly for the fighting games, I really can't function enough, right? I'm accustomed to the triangle and square. So you could check out Scorpio Tech, guys, in Point Fortin and get this controller for like just about less price. I paid 400 for this PS4 controller, right? Camo. And usually if you buy the original PS4 controllers with camo, they want to charge you extra. So you could pick up one of these for the Christmas, if for the kids, or even for you who are a gamer and you're playing FIFA and your buttons don't work. You can pick up one of these controls at Scorpio Tech, right? They've got those controls. They test everything, make sure it is working right in front of you before they sell your product. So check out Scorpio Tech, guys, and see you all guys in another tech review video. This is Trini Gamer. Subscribe and see you all on another product review. Goodbye.